Mm. And we back, baby. You know what? It's another late night edition with Special K talking to myself. Thank you for tuning in. Congratulations to the 2024 NBA champions, the Boston Celtics. Had to shout out the Boston Celtics real quick to start the show out, but hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a beautiful evening, relaxing at this point in time in the night. Yeah, man, been some exciting things. The basketball season's over. Celtics got that championship. Tatum and Brown got their first championship. Porzingis, all those guys. So happy for them. Nice to see. Time for next year. Time to take those bastards down, baby. Get hired. Alright, guys. For the show, we're going to do a basketball show tonight. I want to do a mock draft. We're going to do a mock draft. Try to do this as professional as possible. Give myself a couple minutes, 2 minutes timer for each pick. I'll probably give a couple scenarios of what I think might happen, and then I'll take over with my pick. I'm just going to do the first round. I'm going to talk each pick out. Like I said, give each scenario what could possibly happen. I'll try to limit it to 3 max per, but most of them will have 2. Yeah, man, let's have some fun with it. Drafts tomorrow. First round's tomorrow night. Second round's the next night. So it's going to be a good time. A lot of role players in this draft. I think we're going to see a lot of trades in this draft, too, with how weak it is compared to other drafts. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to roll with this, have some fun. The only other thing I wanted to cover, and I'm going to cover real quick, we had trades tonight. We had our second big trade. I guess I should cover the first trade first. Alright, so the other day, if you guys saw, there was a trade. Head up, no draft picks. Caruso for Giddey, Boston, and OKC. And before I continue on, please let me remind everybody, the comment section is open. Feel free. I'm here. I'll keep going, keep doing my thing, but the comment section is open. I got it on the screen here to the right, so please feel more than welcome to use it. So the first trade, Giddey and Caruso. I like this trade for both teams. Caruso, obviously, all defensive type player, can knock down clutch shots, can basically do anything you need on the court. He's that utility guy, basically do it all. So to be a role player, be that 6th man on the Thunder, because that's what they were having Giddey do at the end of the year, is play 6th man. So I like it for OKC. I don't think they're done making moves. I think it's going to look nice, especially when their roster's all done up for the year. As for Chicago, I do like the trade. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on in Chicago right now. Levine is probably not going to be able to be moved this year, so he might have one last year in Chicago. And Giddey's young. The fact that they did not give up any draft picks for this, and honestly, it's probably the best year for Giddey to be moved, like for team-wise, with everything all the rumors and shit that he faced this past season. Yeah, he hasn't reached the ceiling yet. He's only been in the league a few years. As far as ceilings, I think the Bulls have a better chance of Giddey becoming... I mean, he become an all-star player, a superstar type player. We don't know that as of right now. So I think this gives him more of an opportunity. Takes him back to his position as the point guard to facilitate the ball more. And I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see how Chicago and how OKC deals with this. But I think both teams won over time. I think Chicago's going to win. But as for right now, first team in the West, add a role player, a nice 6th man to the roster is a good pick. It was a good pick. So So tonight we had a blockbuster trade. Knicks aren't fucking around. They want that whole Villanova squad together, and they did it. They're bringing in Michael Bridges for 5 draft picks, protected, and a swap, and Bogdanovich to Brooklyn for Michael. Brooklyn, on the Brooklyn side, obviously things are bad with everything that happened to Kyrie, Harden, and KD. This is kind of the end before the rebuild, as you might say. I don't think Bogdanovich will play in Brooklyn. I think he'll be moved or waived. You got a lot of picks you can use, continue to build that young team. So they're years away now, but they got hella draft picks for it. So we'll see what happens. We'll talk a few years now about that. As for New York, I love and I hate it. The main thing is they did get that other guy who can, you had Josh Hart with Brunson, but Hart, he's a good role player, but he's not the most consistent player. So to bring in Michael, have that set in stone starting 3. You don't know what's going to happen with Julius Randle right now. I think you got to figure that out. OG Anunoby just opted out yesterday. Talks that they're going to try to bring him. If they try to bring him back, it's going to be hard to have bring in another big guy, sign Hardison back. I gotta see it. I think New York is in the right track. They were close this year. Injuries, like everybody else in the East, derailed them. Is he the missing piece? Time will tell. I mean, these guys know championship basketball together, so that it's a big deal, and it's worked so far. So keep it going. I want to see it. I want to see it, baby. Keep it rolling, keep it going, keep it flowing, baby. Let's get this mock draft started. Trades are into this mock draft. We're going to go balls to the fucking wall on this shit, baby. Balls to the fucking wall. Let me get that stogie going real quick, boys. I don't know if anybody ever taught y'all how to light that boy, but first you gotta cook it. You gotta make sure everything's sealed. Oh yeah. You gotta spark it like that. You gotta turn it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm roasting it. I'm slow roasting it like a chicken on the fucking, or a pig on the fucking, you know what I'm talking about, rotisserie. I love it, brother. Alright, so I actually have a program pulled up for this mock draft that's going to help us with this mock draft. It's going to have everything in front of us. I did have something set up to where I had a blank template and I was going to fill in all that as I went. But then I came across this website that does a mock draft. You can pick any way to do it. You can switch up the lottery or keep it how the lottery is set in stone for tomorrow. Change up the rotation. I mean, there's a lot of things. So we're going to try it out, see how we can roll with it. I'm excited, man. I really am. So I'm going to switch the camera over, and we are going to start this mock draft, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. As you can see, I got the mock draft pulled up. Alright. And Atlanta is on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's a few things you gotta take a place with this first pick. What's gonna happen with Trey? What's gonna happen with DeJounte? As you can see to the bottom right, we got Trey Young, 3 years left. DeJounte, 4 years left. Clint Capella's on his last year of his contract. Man, you still got a lot of these role players locked in for the next 2 to 3 years. You know, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovich, Onika, Sadiq's a free agent. I mean, you got most of this team under contract. I think the most important thing is what we're going to do with that backcourt, DeJounte and Trey. I think Trey's got. I see him fitting really well into the Spurs. I really do. I really do. They got 2 top picks. That's not necessarily have to be thrown in for the trade. Because Atlanta does have that number 1. I mean, if you want to keep rebuilding, I think Trey Young's going to San Antonio. Man, I just don't see DeJounte there either, man. I really don't. This is tough, but I'm going to stick to my gut. The guy I've had going number 1 for at least 6 months now. With the number 1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Richer from France, small forward. Can also play the 4. Can shoot well. Can really play some good defense. Mid range is decent. Can shoot the 3. You know, this is a good pick. I know Sarr's been out there. I know Klingon's also out there. Matas is out there too. You can't count him out going out number 1. I just think this is probably the safest bet. Is not something they're strong at the 3. I don't think Sarr would be a bad pick here, but I've had Zachary going number 1 this whole time. I don't know. I wouldn't count out Atlanta trading that first pick either. All right, guys, we're at the number 2 pick here. Washington is on the board. Just like Atlanta, I think the most important thing with Washington is knowing what we're going to do with Kuzma. It's not too big of a deal, just because, you know, Kuzma's not necessarily a Trey Young, especially in a place like Washington. I mean, he's not the number 1. Kuzma, in my eyes, is a number 3 option on the team. And he's going to keep getting better, man. He's still young. Jordan Poole, I think he stays in Washington just because his contract. I don't think anybody could trade him. I did not know Tyus Jones is a free agent. That is very interesting. That is very interesting that Tyus Jones is a free agent. And Denny's got 4 years left on his contract. Does Bagley have a year left? Bagley has a year left. Ooh, Shaman has 2. Well, it's interesting, man. I mean, I think you got to keep Klingon as an option at the 2. Reed well to pair with Poole and Kuzma if you stay in that route. That's a nice 1-2-3 punch. Matez too. I mean, you can plug him in. Honestly, man, I think if one of these guys, Sarr or Richard Sarr, is still on the board, I think you gotta run with one of these guys, and just mainly because they've played with professionally, played against some grown men. They're probably 2 of the 5 closest to being ready for the NBA. So yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go with Sarr on the second pick. With the second pick of the 2024 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Alex Sarr out of France. Plays the 4, plays the 5. Great small ball 5. Decent shooter. That's probably his biggest weakness. I would keep working with him there. Good defensive player. Wingspan. Long, very long guy. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he can do in the league. His brother Oliver's in the league, role player type. So I'm excited to see what this kid can do. And this is a very open draft, boys. Very open draft. But after the first 2 picks, because they're just the most NBA ready, I think, out of everybody, except for maybe you could throw Mataz in that. Mataz, Klingon, just because of how UConn plays. You got a couple international guys. You probably throw in Topic, Solin. Alright, baby. Yes. I'm going to try, when it comes to this pick, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. Like I said, I'm going to have a couple different opinions, but I'm going to throw my option in there. I'm just trying to think like a GM, how I'm running a basketball team. I want to win a championship. What's my fastest route to that championship? And when I say fastest route with the young guys too, is how can I get these guys ready for the next level, for what playoffs bring, the playoff atmosphere, and possibly bring somebody in or a guy who's already on my squad, like San Antonio or Minnesota, guys like Ant and Wemby. You have that guy that can reach the next level, and then all the other guys behind you could just take that next step up in their career. I already know what I'm going to say with this pick. And it's tough. We're at the 3 pick, and there's a lot of guys that go number 1 because these are a lot of good role players. These are going to be a lot of good role players in this league. I think you got some guys who are going to go late in the first round or mid-first round that could possibly be an all-star type player, and I'll talk about that. Man, it's just a tough pick, bro. Because one guy I would like Klingon to pair up with Sinjin, move Sinjin to the 4. Sinjin's not the most athletic, but he can shoot the ball. And if he could get a little quicker, he could play the 4 and Klingon at the 5. I mean, when we let our 1-2-3 develop, Jabari, Whitmore, Green, Thompson's our point guard of the future, that's going to be a possible starting 5 to stop 10 years from now. How? But a lot of young teams are going to have teams like that. So everybody's going to be tough. We've heard the rumors about this 3rd pick trading, and I definitely could see that happening. So the trade is, and there's a great chance that this could happen. I can see that happen. I believe the Grizzlies own the 9th pick, if I remember correctly. So the Rockets would trade the 3rd pick to Memphis for the 9th pick and Marcus Smart. And we would probably have to give up another pick next year or something like that. I like that. I do like it. I think you can move Marcus Smart back to his shooting guard position to where he's thrived early in his career. He's thrived at the 1 too, but he can just do a little bit of everything, man. He can play everywhere. I think to sit him behind Jalen Green and mentor Jalen Green, I think that would be fantastic. And with Udoka as a coach, I think there's a great chance of that happening tomorrow. So please don't be surprised if that happens. The only reason I'm not going to go with it is just because I don't want to miss a chance picking this kid. And I see Tyler Hero. I also see, man, what was my other comparison on this kid, bro? Tyler Hero and somebody else. But with my number 3rd pick, dog, there's only one guy I'm picking, bro. The upside's too high. His mom was in the league. This kid could be an all-star in the league. And I'm a little biased. I'd love to see him in a Rockets jersey, bro. But to have him as our 6th man of the future behind Jalen Green, I know we're going to have 2 young guys at that position. But the number 3 pick, the Houston Rockets select Reed Sheppard out of Kentucky. I can't pass up on this guy. I love Marcus Smart, and I do. I love Marcus Smart. It'd be nice to have him on our roster to win a championship. I know we're trying to go for it, man. But Reed, something's telling me this kid is going to be special, bro. Going to be special. And I think about size and, one good year and all that. And I thought the same thing about Tyler Hero, bro, but he did the same thing. So I'm excited about this kid. I hope he ends up in the Rockets jersey tomorrow night. Yeah, man, Reed Sheppard, number 3 pick. I like it. Just think, man. Van Vliet, Thompson, Green, Sheppard. You got Whitmore and Dylan Brooks at the 3. And you got Jabari Smith and Eason at the 4. With Steven Adams and Sengun at the 5. I know we're young, but that's not a bad roster. It's not. This is gonna be interesting because all these young teams are so close. They just need to keep growing these guys, and to add another young piece that could fit in it's very exciting. Lots of names I've heard at this pick. They also have, is it the 8th pick? I believe the Spurs have the 8th pick as well. If you get Trae Young, I think you say goodbye to Bazelis. Oh, sorry. If you get Trae Young, I think you say goodbye to Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and a draft pick, which would probably might be either this 3rd or 8th pick, just depending. I mean, Atlanta does have the number 1 pick tomorrow, but they could throw in the 3rd or not. If there's a trade, we'll see. But they keep this pick. I think there's a few options here. I did have Rob Dillingham going for the longest. I've seen him move down, and that doesn't necessarily change my mind, but I think about Pop, and I think about the types of players he likes. And my mind keeps changing on that. I know they've been high on, there's a point guard they've been high on. I forgot who that was. I think Spurs are going to surprise a couple people. I think they're going to... Oh, man, this is tough.
Topic just got hurt, and he's gonna have surgery, so he's gonna drop. I know it's Devin Carter they like. It's Devin Carter they like. But I think this kid I'm thinking of would fit in great with Spurs, and I think he comes from a championship team, uh, championship way style basketball. Um, Played well with a big man before. And I just like to. I actually this would be great. If it's the first time me thinking about these two guys together, I think it'd be a great fit. But with the number 4 pick, San Antonio Spurs select Stephon Castle out of the University of Connecticut. You can you can put this guy at the 1. You can put him at the 2. Doesn't necessarily have to be the point guard. Can do everything well. Shoot the 3 a little better. Um, Consistency in the shooting, but plays well defense. I like that. I like that pick. And at the 5th, Detroit comes up. Messy situation in Detroit. Just lost their head coach. Damn, Fournier's still under that contract, bro. That's crazy. He's still under that. Asar had an incredible rookie year. I think you got to figure out what you're going to do with Jaden Ivey. I think you got to figure out what you're going to do with Wiseman. Man, you got too many point guards. You definitely got to figure out what you're going to do with all these point guards. I think this next kid that I got going to Detroit, and Detroit, look, I don't know if they're actually, because last year I said there's no fucking way they're going to pick Oscar Thompson at 5. And they did, because they got way too many 1s and 2s, man. It's crazy. It's fucking wild, bro. But they got to go out and get a 3, right? I don't know. I would take the highest 3 off the board. He could go number 1. He's been slotted at number 1 in the last year. The kid out of G League at night, man. I mean, got a little bit to develop. The kid you got to develop. I see a lot of Gordon Hayward. It reminds me a lot of Gordon Hayward. But with the 5th pick, the Detroit Pistons select Matas Bozolis, G League Ignite. Yeah, man, a lot of Gordon Hayward. Shoot the ball very well, get better defensively, hit the weight room, put some weight on. But to fit him in with Osir at the 2, I think he's going to be the 2 going forward. I don't see Jaden Ivey sitting there. You got Cade at the 1. Durant at the 5. I like that. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. You can even trade the pick, too. And don't count that out. Go and get you a veteran all-star type player. Go get you Brandon Ingram. Oh, Ingram for the 5th pick. Ingram is on the trade block, by the way. Bro, I like that for Detroit. You get your all-star type-ish player, veteran, help lead these young guys. I'm not the best veteran if you know anything about Brandon Ingram. Okay, he's definitely not all the way locked in, but that's something to think about. I like that. All right, so we are at the 6th pick. One of my favorite teams I like to watch. The Charlotte Hornets at the... Fuck, what pick did I just say, bro? 6? Yeah. LaMelo just signed a big contract. Miles Bridge... Did he not sign any deal with them? Did he not sign any deal? Bro, I thought he was under contract, I thought he was under contract. Well, you got Grant Williams under contract, Brandon Miller under contract, Cody Martin still got 2 years. Nick Richards had a good season last year. Mark Williams was hurt all year. Trey Mann, who I like. Seth Curry still got another year. I like that. Nick Smith. This is where you're going to start seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening. Because there's a lot of stuff, different things that could happen here. Tough, man. Really the 2 and the 4. But you can even say you're straight at the 4 for now if you re-sign Bridges. Will they draft Dalton Net that high, though? I just don't see Net going that high. I don't see Net going that high. Could see Cody Williams go off here, but I don't know just because of Miller. It's tough. It's tough. I guess it's the tricky thing is I know who I would pick for them. But they got 2 young guys at this position already. One had a decent year last year, and the other is coming off an injury, but plays well with LaMelo. They could trade Nick Richards. I don't know, man. I think it's too. If they want to win, I think it's too easy. I don't think they can. Not. I don't think they can pass up this fucking guy, man. 6th pick in the NBA draft, 2024 NBA draft, and the 6th pick of the 2024 NBA draft. Charlotte Hornets select Donovan Clingan, University of Connecticut. How could you not? First thing that popped in my head when that 6th pick popped up. Man, LaMelo Ball and Donovan Clingan pick and roll sounds fucking awesome. And you got Brandon Miller at the 3 on the corner ready to go. You go out, get you a 2 in free agency, or you wait another year. I like it. I do like watching the Hornets too. Teams are going to want this guy when starting at this pick. And I think this is probably the earliest he might go, unless Houston surprise people. Yeah, man, that's tough. If I was Hornets and Clingan's still on the board, I think you gotta go try it out. All right, and with the 7th pick, the Trailblazers are on the clock. Tough year. I think the biggest thing was Scoot. I think everybody, including myself, man, if you guys watch the show, I had him going MVP. Or MVP. I'm so stupid. Fucking Rookie of the Year. And then I had Trailblazers as my sleeper team. Still got Scoot the 1. You got Brogdon for another year if he stays. You still got Simons. Grant still got 4 years. Ayton's still on 2 years. I think you could go get any position at this one. I think you'd probably be safe to go get probably the best player, which there really ain't one. You could say, like, they got Net at number 1 right now. I would say probably Dillingham is probably one at that. You argue with Cody Williams too. That's tough. That's tough right there. That's tough. Tough. Mm, yeah, he's a utility type player. I think they could do anything here. I think two guys you definitely got to think about with the seventh pick is Net and Holland and Williams. I don't know, man. I'm gonna give you mine, and we'll just go from there. With the seventh pick in 2024 NBA Draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Cody Williams at the University of Colorado. Colorado. Ooh, Colorado. Who up next? Oh, we're back at it with the Spurs, baby, at the eighth pick. Who did they go? Who did I grab for him? Did we grab a point guard? Yeah, who did we? Oh, Stephen Castle. Dillingham's still there at 8. That's crazy. I think if I'm the Spurs, I'm gonna. Ooh, that does seem like a Spurs type player too. But I don't know. I see the Spurs just going hardcore on this. If I'm the Spurs, I'm going with the best player off the board, and I do at this point agree with this mock draft with Dalton Net. You fill your void at shooting guard. You just got your point guard of the future. Behind Trae Young. Don't think Keldon Johnson's still there. You got Sohan at the 4, Wembanyama at the 5. So with the 8th pick in NBA, with it, with the 8th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Dalton Net out of University of Tennessee. And again, that pick can also be traded. Oh, the Wild Boys. Oh, good old Memphis freaking Grizzlies. Ja Morant. I think you might see them move up. Because Jackson, Klingon, Desmond Bain, Ja Morant would be nice. Say they do stay here because I do have them sitting here right now. I would probably have them go get a small forward. They'd be dumb to take him that high, though. I would not take that man that high. Hell no. Yep, with the 9th, is it the 9th pick? With the 9th pick in the NBA 2024 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ron Holland at G League Ignite. Good small forward. Could go number 1. Time will tell. young kid. Utah Jazz are on the clock. Miller, Shaden Sharp. Who will have a higher ceiling? Miller. Which Miller? Oh, Brandon Miller? Ooh, I like that question. That's tough. Question is Brandon Miller or Shaden Sharp highest ceiling? Tough. Shaden Sharp didn't have the year I thought he would last year. I thought he was gonna make that jump, extra jump. Made a jump just as much as I thought he would. Ooh, I like that. Brandon Miller did more than I thought he would this year. He was on my fantasy team. Shout out to him. I'm gonna go with. Ooh, I like that one. That's a good one. That's tough. Man, that's tough. I don't think Shaden Sharp's in the right situation either. I think he needs to be moved or Simon's moved. I think you got to deal with one of those guys. Give him the room to grow. Fuck. I'll go Brandon Miller. Because I was about to say him before. I'm not going to switch back. And the other thing was Buzelis is kind of that Franz type. Yeah. Yeah. I say he shoots better than Franz. Shoots a lot better than Franz. Because, this guy was going number one for a long time. Credit to him. So was Holland. There's a lot of guys that were framed to go number one. Switch back. Are we on the 10th pick with the Jazz right now? Is that where we're at? Yeah. John Collins is on contract. Sexton could get moved. Markkinen could get moved. Been trade talk around that. Horn Tucker, I think people want him around the league. Clarkson, another guy who's been named with everybody trading. I think guys you can count on, probably Kessler and Keontae George. You got a lot of young guys that just need to develop. The thing is, are you going to have room for all these guys to develop? They got a lot of good young guys. Love Kenneth Lofton Jr. Just tough build. Tough build. I love Darius Baisley. I like Bryce Sensabaugh. I like Omer Yusufman. I like Taylor Hendricks. Yeah, it's a good squad. Man, honestly, I would like to see Jazz make a big move. Try to go get them a veteran piece. You got all these young guys. Go make a move and trade this pick. I think they got more. They got 29th and 32nd. I think I'd go ahead and use it. There's a lot you can do here. I don't see him in a Jazz uniform, though. Go with this guy. This guy's hurt. Also, possible number one pick. It's gone back and forth. Recently just got hurt. Nothing but prayers to him and his family for this recovery. I would still take a chance on him. I don't know if any doctors have said anything yet about this injury. Yeah, I think that's what teams were waiting on. Taking that into account, if he is healthy and everything's good to go, I would, as a Jazz, with the 10th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Nikola Topic out of Serbia. I think this is the right choice. I think this could be a good, solid, like a Tony Parker type point guard in the league. Do everything, shoot well, good facilitator. I think fits in a lot of young guys. I see a move coming with Utah too, man. I really do. So 11, Chicago Bulls. We all know what's going to happen with Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan, I believe he's gone. He's a free agent. Patrick Williams is a free agent. So they're talking about buyout. That shit crazy, bro. Kobe White just had a good year, career year. If Kobe White can play the 2, or even you can start him at the 1 and have this guy be a 6-man, but I think this guy's got to come off the board sometime. I think the Spurs could grab him too with either of their picks if they don't pick Castle. But I think you're going to have to go with the number 11 pick. The NBA 2024 draft. The Chicago Bulls select Rob Dillingham out of Kentucky. I think he is probably the best point guard in this draft. Me personally, I would try to give him the keys for the most part. That's why I try to place him with the right team. I think Chicago would probably be a decent team to place him with. San Antonio would too. This puts the Thunder back in. You can see Thunder trade this pick. Giddey is gone in a trade. They're loaded at the 1. I think this is when you're going to start seeing some changes. I'm going to switch it up right here. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. With the... Are we on number 12 right now? Yes. Oh, this is Houston's pick too. With the 12th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Ryan Dunn out of the University of Virginia. I think this is a good pick. I think Ryan Dunn can do it all. Can have the ball in his hands, can shoot well, can play great defense. You have Dort at the 3. This guy can develop behind Dort, who's all defensive type player. You're good at the 1. You use a guy too. You got Isaiah Joe, but I think they go out and sign somebody at the 2. Honestly, like a all-star type player, Paul George type player. Yeah, but Ryan Dunn, I do like that pick. I think he's going to be a nice small forward role player in the league. And we're on the clock with the Kings. Kind of a devastating end to their season, losing in the play-in. Still got Harrison Barnes, Herter, Fox, Sabonis. Malik Monk just signed that big contract. I can see that. years is left on Davion Mitchell's contract? I think they're going to go out and get this kid from Colorado is what they're going to do. And with the 12th pick, no, 13th. The 13th pick of the NBA 2024 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Tristan da Silva of Colorado. Silva, good shooter, good post player, good defensive player, can do it all. We got Harrison Barnes at the 3. You can use another 3. You're locked in at 2. You're good at the 1. Unless you trade Davion Mitchell. 4, you got Keegan Murray. 5's a bonus. De Silva can play 3, 4, or 5. Small ball 5. You can see him back up at the 4. I think this is a good pick for Sacramento. And the Trailblazers are back on the clock. And they just selected Cody Williams with the 7th pick. So they're back on the clock for the 14th. I think this is when you can go do anything. And we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Oh, they do have fucking old boy over there though too. They had 2 guys. Yeah. It's not really a risk at that. Maybe take a chance on this kid. I can see them going after. I can see him going after Edie in this situation. You could possibly see Edie go off the board here. But with the, are we at the 14th? At the 14th pick of the 2024 NBA draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Tijane Saloon out of France. And then the Heat are up. He have a nice pick. We got talks about Jimmy leaving, being traded. I think that's a huge possibility. I think the Rockets are getting ready to trade for him. I freaking hope not, bro. I don't want Jimmy. I don't want Jimmy. I don't think we're gonna get KD, but I don't want Jimmy. I don't want Jimmy. Don't give it to him. Tyler Hero's still under contract. Their best player, Bam. Bam's their best player. But Tyler and Bam. You still got Scary Terry. You still got Duncan. Caleb. Jaime. Yeah, man, I would probably go address the 1 at this position. The 1 or 5, I think you could see ED go here at this pick too. Might have somebody different go here, but I think you can see ED go here. I really strongly believe you see ED go here. Just to back up Bam, be a shot blocker. And Bam, now that he can shoot, he can play the 4. That'd be scary with ED and Bam at the 4 and 5. Butler at the 3 if he's still there. Hero at the 2. Rozier at the 1, or even put Jimmy at the 3, Robinson at the 2, Hero at the 1. But I think they're going to address the point guard situation here. Are we at the 15th? With the 15th pick of the 2024 NBA draft, the Miami Heat select point guard Jared McCain out of Duke. You know, your point guard is really the position Miami Heat's always been weakest at. You know, you think of those Heatle teams with D-Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron. You think of guys like, and this is no slander, no anything. All due respect, Chalmers, one of the best college point guards of all time. Love watching Norris Cole with the Heat too, but Chalmers, Cole, Dragic, old ass bummy Kyle Lowry. Now that they traded for Scary Terry last year, you bring in a decent youngish point guard, and I think you use this draft pick me personally, if Jared McCain is still on the board, I think you go use this pick on Jared McCain instead of Edie. I think you go get your point guard of the future. Uh, Worse, I think he's a role player, like a Tyus Jones type player, but I think you go and grab him to be your point guard of the future here. In the 16th pick, Philly is on the clock. Tobias Harris is finally gone in free agency. I think he signed somewhere else. I don't think he's going to get the money he was getting before, but you could see him come back for the right price. So right now, what you got Embiid and Maxey under contract? Is that it? Bro, is that all you got? Maxey's a free agent too, bro. Paul Reed's under contract. That's crazy. I think you gotta go and get you a decent player here off the board. I'll try to address another position besides backing up Embiid. Yeah, he could go there. He could go there. I think you see him come off there too. That's a possibility. Yeah, let's go with him, man. I think I could see that come. I think I could see him coming off. He could come off earlier too, but with the Sharma Trink pick, so with the 16th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Isaiah Collier out of USC. I think that you can move Maxey to 2 or even start Collier under, put him under Maxey at the 1. Yeah, I think he's probably one of the best players on the board at this point. Philly, a team that can win now. I think you go try to get you a player that can help you win now, and I think Collier does it at this pick. And another one of my favorite teams at the 17th pick, the Lakers are up. We just hired J.J. Redick. Congratulations, one of my favorite players of all time, J.J. Redick, signing a 4-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers to be their next head coach. LeBron just opted out of his contract, so he will be a free agent. Anthony Davis is on the board for 4 more years. We do have D'Lo on the board for a year. Rui's still under contract. Reeves, all these guys. I don't see LeBron coming back. And I think once that domino falls, but you're not going to know tomorrow. That's the crazy thing. There's a lot they could do with this pick. Tough. It is tough. Might go after Edie. I'm going to stay safe here. I think Lakers play it safe and just go get the best on the board at this point, and think Devin Carter is a safe pick. So with the 17th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Devin Carter out of Providence. Yeah, back up, old boy, D'Lo. Orlando is on the board. They could sign Klay Thompson in free agency. Don't count that out. Um, Markelle Fultz is a free agent. I love Wendell Carter Jr., but I think this is where you got to go dress up 5. Is a weak point, and I think you go get the tallest motherfucker on the board, baby. So with the 18th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Zach Edey out of Purdue. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And we got Toronto on the clock. Just traded for RJ Barrett and Mr. Quickly. Trent is a free agent. I can see another big man go here. With the 18th pick in the 2024 with the 19th pick in the NBA 2024 draft, the Toronto Raptors select Kyle Filipowski out of Duke. Played the 4 and the 5, decent shooter. Cleveland is up. Cleveland has a nice squad. Just went deep in the playoffs for the first time since LeBron. Donovan Mitchell could be on the move. You're not sure. I like that kid out of Baylor. And you back him up with Jared Allen. But I think with the 20th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Evis Missy out of Baylor. New Orleans, I believe Brandon Ingram is gone. CJ McCollum is still under contract. Vlasinas is a free agent. The 21st pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Johnny Furphy out of Kansas. And then the Suns are up with the 19th pick. 22nd pick. KD's on the contract. Talk about being traded. I don't see that happening. Still got these guys. This is another situation. We try to go get the best twin now. I think that is probably the best option right there. With the 22nd pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jacoby Walter out of Baylor. You can put him behind Bill the 2. Good defensive player. Do it all. He could go a lot higher. So I do like that pick. And then the Bucks are up here. I like this kid out of Sweden. For a little bit about him. Not too much. But the Bucks with the 23rd pick in the 2024 NBA Draft. The Milwaukee Bucks select Bobby Klintman out of Sweden. Learn a lot behind Giannis. I really like that pick. Knicks are up. Knicks, as we talked about earlier, OG Anunoby opted out of his contract for next season, and Knicks also traded for Mikal Bridges. The band's back together. The band's back together. I think this is when you take the opportunity to try to go get you a bigger guy. Guy I like who's played in some decent ball here. That's a good pick. I like that pick. Yeah. I was thinking Tyler Smith, but I think it'd be hard to miss with injuries and probably not being able to re-sign Hardenstein. I would have to go whatever pick we're on right now because I don't remember. With the 24th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Adem Bona out of UCLA. Good big man to put behind Mitchell Robinson. Don't know what's going to happen with Randall yet. Do need some size. Have to trade him for Bridges. I think this is a good pick for the Knicks. Bro, Knicks got 2 picks in a fucking row, bro. We'll go get fucking Tyler Smith then. What the fuck? That's crazy. You can see Justin Edwards go here too. With the 25th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Tyler Smith out of G League Ignite. Wizards are up again. They selected Alex Sarr with the 2nd pick. I think you go and get you another big man. You can put Sarr at the 4. I think you go and get this kid from Indiana. I really liked watching him this past season. But with the 26th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Kelly Ware out of Indiana. And he can also play the 4. In Minnesota, my boy Relly Rel. Shout out my boy Relly Rel. His squad. 27th pick. Fantastic season last season. And I like this team. Evan Turner? Why the fuck is he? Did he play with Minnesota? So we still got Jay McDaniels for 5 more years. Ant, same thing. Rudy, we got 2 more. Ant, 4. I think you stick with these guys for 1 more year. I think you run it back. They just had a good year. You got Morris going to free agency. You still got Naz Reid for 2 more years. You are losing Kyle Anderson to free agency. Conley's still under contract for 2 years. You still got Alexander Walker for a year. Yeah, what's that kid, Garza, though? He's a free agent. They need to get him back. Really, I could see y'all getting a point guard here, man. There's one kid. Oh, I do like Terrence Shannon Jr. out of Illinois. I do like. It's tough for me. Rel, I'm trying to keep you in mind here, man. I wouldn't count out Justin Edwards either, man. Fitting well. That's a good choice, too. I've heard a lot of good things about in the combine about this kid, this point guard out Marquette. I think he gives you some, like with the Luka Garza pick, maturity with a first-round draft pick because this kid's a senior. Get a backup point guard behind Conley, get him to study Conley, learn the game. With the 20, whatever the fucking pick is. With the 27th pick of the 2024 NBA draft, Minnesota Timberwolves select Tyler Kolek out of Marquette. This is a good pick. I like this pick. Um, Watch for that pick to also be traded. All the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, they got embarrassed by Minnesota. I like a lot of players here, man. Um, I'm gonna skip ahead here. Okay, I think Denver goes out and gets another Kansas kid with the 28th pick in the 2024 NBA draft. The Denver Nuggets select Kevin McCullough Jr. out of Kansas. Yeah, that's a good pickup. I like him. Jazz are back up. They did get Nikola Topic with the 10th pick. Watch for a trade. Watch for marketing to get traded tomorrow night. I think you gotta go 3 or 4 here. It's tough though. You move this guy anywhere. With the 29th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Justin Edwards out of the University of Kentucky. And then the Boston Celtics. I think they just go get the best player in this situation. You could say Carlton, Carrington, or I do like Terrence Shannon Jr. The 31st pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Terrence Shannon Jr. from Illinois. And here's our draft, guys. Recap, we had Hawks selecting Richard 1, Sarr at 2, Washington Rockets grab Shepard, Spurs grab Castle, Pistons grab Basilis, Hornets grab Klingon, Trailblazers grab Williams, Spurs have a hell of a night grabbing Castle and Net. Grizzlies get their small forward of the future with Ron Holland. Jazz take a gamble on Nikola Topic. The Bulls grab the point guard of the future, Rob Dillingham from the University of Kentucky. Oklahoma City rounds out their roster with Ryan Dunn coming out of Virginia, a highly respectable college. The Kings surprise the world with Tristan da Silva coming in at the 13th pick. Trailblazers shock back-to-back with T.J. and Shalun coming at the 14th pick. Miami Heat select their TikToker / point guard of the future with Jared McCain. 76ers make the smart pick with Isaiah Collier coming out of USC to be their point guard of the future. Lakers play it smart and get Devin Carter at the 17th pick out of Providence. With the 18th pick, after signing Klay Thompson to a long-term contract, the Magic get Zach Edey to be their center of the future. The 19th pick, the Raptors selected Kyle Filipowski. 20th pick, Cavs played it safe and grabbed Yves Misi. You got Johnny Furphy coming at 21. Jacoby Walter at 22 with the Suns. Try to win now. The Bucks selected Bobby Clintman. Knicks got Adam Bona. Knicks got Tyler Smith. Washington Wizards grabbed Kelly Ware out of Indiana. Timberwolves played it safe with Tyler Kolek. Nuggets grabbed Kevin McCullough Jr. out of Kansas. Jazz grabbed another shooting guard, Justin Edwards, off the board. And then the Celtics ended the first round with Terrence Shannon Jr. out of Illinois. That's not a bad draft, boys.
Yeah, I think that draft could go either way. Anyway, like tomorrow night. Do expect trades. I didn't do a trade. Should have traded in there. Um, I think there's a great chance the Rockets trade that pick to the Grizzlies tomorrow. I'll be happy either way. Love Marcus Smart. Love Reed Shepard. I'll be happy either way, man. Especially if Reed falls too. If Reed falls too. If we get both, I'll be cool. I'll be cool. Yeah, man, interesting to see. We'll do another life skills show. We'll do another NBA show on championship behavior. So we'll do that. Life skills next. Next show I do. Probably try to do that here within the next couple days. Yeah, man. Everybody stay safe sometime. Be cool, be chill. Don't get in trouble. Thank you for tuning in. Hope this was fun. Got to learn a little bit about these draftees. Tomorrow night's going to be a good time. So I see where these kids go. These teams get that next guy up to win championships. So, and I'm excited, man. Let's see what the future brings. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. Yeah, man. We're going to do stuff like this more often. Fun stuff, play with. Draft was coming up, so I wanted to do a mock draft. Like that website we're messing with, so that was cool. Yeah, man. Draft's tomorrow night. I'll be at work. I won't be able to do the show, but tune in. Tune in and watch the future of the NBA. Comments be moved. I'm Special K. I'll have a wonderful evening.